Hello friends, this is Ganesh and the video number 6. In this video I'm going to explain about how to identify the place of an error message which is triggering from a standard transaction. Okay, we can do the same in custom transaction as well, but custom transaction probably is very simple transaction. Sometimes it's a complex one, so it's very easy to identify the error message from where it's triggering. Here I'm going to show this in standard. You can follow the same for custom if it is required. And the watch point, how the watch point we can use it in a standard transactions. And finally, places for breakpoints. And a standard transaction is not a static. So once a breakpoint, once a debugging starts, so there are several places you can keep creating a breakpoints. Like you're not able to see the place, but still you are able to create a breakpoints. Like I'm sure in this function or in this transaction, this function model is to be used or called. So I can create a breakpoint for that particular function model. You don't want to open a function model and keep a breakpoint. The same way you can do, I'm not sure about what are the function models called. So you can create a static breakpoint for all the function models. Whenever there is a function model call, stop there. Whenever there is a subroutine, particular subroutine, stop there. If this is a message and this is a message number, whenever there is a message number is used in this entire transaction, stop there. So in that particular places, we can be able to create a breakpoints. So these are the 3 topics which we are going to see in this particular video. Let's get into the system directly. Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah. So here I'm going to use the standard transaction as sales order change VA02. So let's get into the transaction. So this is one of the sales order which I used. So 4724. And now I'm going to identify the error which is going to trigger the standard transaction. I'll show you 2 things over here. One is for ship to party and another one is probably I can use Incoterms. So here let me minimize this. Yeah. So you're able to see the error messages customer has not been created. So the idea is I'm going to identify from where, what is the exact place this error message is getting triggered. That's what I'm going to show you. So for that, what you have to do is, you know, the basic idea of starting a debugging from a particular place is /h. Okay, just in. Okay, before that, okay, before that, what you have to do is just make sure what is the message. Actually, in SAP, probably in standard, if every message it has a message ID and message number, probably you know it. So we need to identify what is the message number and message ID for this particular message. So double click the message, it will open a pop-up window. They mention very clearly what is this. So customer has not been created and this is the message number and message ID. So go from the backwards. So here it is 153. Last 3 digit is for message number and remaining is message ID. So message ID a combination of alpha and numeric as well. So F2 is a message ID and 153 is the message. So to verify this, you can go to the transaction AC91 /row AC91 and enter the message ID as F2 and the message number is 153 and click display. Okay, it shows clearly yes, customer has not been created. This is the message is coming in VA02 transaction. Now I'm going to see from where this error message is getting triggered. So for that /h enter. So it's showing debug switched on. So if you press enter, any event triggers, automatically your debugging mode starts because we already switched on the debugging option. So I'm going to press enter. It shows ABAP debugger is starting. So connected to debugger session. Okay. So now don't do anything. Once it comes to any screen, forget about which screen you are. So here what you can do is, you know the message number, right? So breakpoints. breakpoint at. This is the last topic which I'm going to explain, but here I have used the first option called breakpoint at message. So you have this much options available. Suppose I know some function module, it might trigger or may not. We are not sure about it. So you can say, okay, create a breakpoint in that particular function module. If it is triggered, if it is called in this transaction, it goes and stops there. Otherwise, it won't. Okay, and the same way method, if you know some methods, you know some source code. Okay, if it is a web intro, this is a little more technical. So probably we use this statement, subroutine or function module and message. Okay, and breakpoint and statement is actually a wide open kind of breakpoint you're going to set. Suppose I'm going to say I'm not sure about the message or message number. I can say breakpoint a statement. Statement is message. It's nothing but a keyword. It should be a ABAP keyword. Okay, you can't say non-ABAP keywords as a statement. You got to say keyword. So blue color, whatever you're seeing is all keyword. So you can say whenever there is a chain, whenever there is a field, whenever there is a module comes, you can stop over there. Whenever there is a syntax called call function is used to call function module, whenever there's a call function, stop it. So you can do in that level. So now I'm going to do in the message, because I know the message ID and number. So breakpoint at message. So message ID is F2 and message number is 153. And another concept, if you want to see if it is error warning, you can mention that as well. If it is a warning message, stop there. If it is error, only stops there. So I'm not going to give any type. Whatever it is, stops there. Just continue. Okay. So it says breakpoint set. So if you want a confirmation, go to the breakpoint tab. You can see. So there is a message ID for F2 and message number 153. There is a breakpoint set. Now, full execution. F8. It stops there. It shows an exception occurred. Okay, so here it comes and stop 137. I didn't kept any static breakpoint over here. I kept through breakpoint at message, so automatically comes and stops based on my input. So this is my message ID and this is the error message. E is an error type and this is a message number 153. Okay, so Y comes here, else and end if. Little more coding is very simple. So double click the end if, it will take you to the if condition. So here what happens? Size of bar C. So what is the size of bar C? 4. It's into the else part, right? Just double click, it take you to the end. So it actually triggered the else part. 137 is coming under else part. So it's triggered the else part. Why else part? Because the size of bar C is not 0. Why size of is not 0? The above statement is not executed successfully. So this is the value which I entered, means I added last 2-digit 15 and that is not available KNA1 table. So that is the reason this error message is getting triggered. So now you come to know, okay, so master data, this customer number is not available. This is a very simple example. You can manipulate the same with your own scenarios. Okay, just execute it one more time. F8. And it stops one more place as well. If you remember, if you follow my videos, one of the video I mentioned very clearly, so it can have more than one place. Your breakpoint, your dynamic breakpoint or watch point, don't think it's happening only one place in the program. No, it may be happening more than one places in your entire transaction. So it's happening in line number 34 as well, for the same reason, customer does not exist. Okay, so F8, don't worry about it. So we come to know what are the places, and one more time here, one more place. Yes, it executes here as well. Customer does not exist. Message ID F2, message type error, message number 153. It stops here as well. Again F8. So the idea is the customer is not available, you have to correct it. Okay, so I will show you the same for Incoterms as well. So just for your understanding, yeah, just clear the information for the customer. So make sure it should be a valid customer. Yes. And now I'm going, just press enter. Now you won't get any error. Now I'm going to change the Incoterms. 1, 2, 3. Okay, press enter. It shows an error. Terms of delivery 1, 2, 3 not defined. Okay, maybe I can, yeah. Terms of delivery not defined. So what I'm going to do is do the same concept. Just double click, find what is the message V2 051. So from last you have to go. Last 3 is actually a message number 051 and V2 is the message ID. So close. I don't want to go to SE91. It should be same. So /h debugger switched on. Press enter. So here, go here, breakpoint at message. So this is V2 and 051 is a number. 051 is a number. Enter. Execute, full execution. Okay, it stops here. Here also size of bar is 4. Why it's 4? In this table, whatever value I entered 1, 2, 3 is not available. So the table is TINC. So this is not available. Okay, just execute it again. One more time, it's some other place also the same thing happening, and the message ID is V2, message type is error, and message number is 051. Execute, full execution is done. Okay, so let me clear it. Okay, so hopefully most of the people you might aware of this way to identify. So if not, this is going to be very useful to identify at least what is happening in the standard transaction, why this error is happening. Okay, so let me save this. And now the next one is Watchpoint. You know about Watchpoint is kind of a monitor process. It will going to keep on watching the particular medium. It can be variable, internal table, or work area. Whenever there is a change happens, addition, modification, or deletion, it goes and stops over there. Now I'm going to do the same Watchpoint for the standard field called net value. Okay, so I want to make sure where and all this net value is getting changed. Some basic scenarios is saying I'm expecting the net value to be 100 but it's coming 120. I want to know where it's getting changed and why it's getting changed. So for this scenario we need a concept called Watchpoint. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is based on the quantity is going to trigger. I'm going to show you it's fine now. Let me make it as 4 and press enter. Some warning messages are coming. It's fine. Enter. Another warning message is fine. Enter. Yeah. Finally, it gets changed to 1900 and something to 1500 because the quantity is reduced by 1. Okay. Now I need to find out where is the exact place this value is getting changed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the value 4 to value 2. Okay, and I'm going to trigger my debugging session /h. Press enter. Okay, before that I missed this time as well. Before /h you need to identify what is the name of this field, because you need to know the medium, right? If it's a custom program, we know what is a variable name, internal name and all, but as a standard we need to identify what is the medium or what is the variable name for the screen field. Okay, so for that what I have to do is press F1. I believe it go to debugging mode now. Yes, because I already started. I'm sorry, it should be before /h. Let me trigger from first. Okay, sorry, /n VA02. Enter is being processed. Oh, come on. Okay. Let me close it. Okay. Just debug off. Once I press F1, it comes here now. Okay, like I start over. Now I need to identify what is the name of this field. So press F1. So I didn't start /h now. Okay, we'll do it little later. Let me identify some basic information. Go to this option, technical information box, the fourth button. Always it's the fourth button, mostly. And just check what is the screen field name. A lot of information is available, so just check what is the screen field name. So my screen field is VBAK-NETWR. Mostly it's table hyphen field name only. Just copy this, close it, close this. Now change the order quantity. Now it's 1500, right? So let me change to 10. Okay, and start the debugging. Press enter. Okay. Another one you can see, this is actually old debugger session. Maybe I can use this option to explain. Old debugger. Okay, but currently we are not doing this. It's very difficult once you started working on new debugger. This is by default it's open because the sessions are not available. We have max of 6 sessions. Okay, if we open most of the if you reach the maximum session, then it opens by default with the old debugging session. So let me close, and let me close this. I think here they restricted with 4, I believe. That's why it's open now. So I'm going to do debugging, switch to standard ABAP debugger. If you don't have an extra session, it won't open in the new session. Normally new debugger is open in the new session only. Let me wait. It'll open. Yeah. So now what you're going to do is you're going to create a watch point. So what is the field name we copied? VBAK net WR, enter. So it holds the previous value. Actually previous probably it holds for the value for 2 or 4, it's hold it. Okay, now I change the quantity as 10. So just copy this, go here and create a watch point for this particular screen field, enter. Sorry. Paste it and press enter. It shows watch point created. If you want a confirmation, go here, breakpoint or watch point tab, and go to watch point tab. You can see yes, the watch point has got created. And what is the current value? This one. Whenever there is a change in the current value, normally it will create a it will stops in that particular place. So I'm going to press F8. Okay, I change the quantity from 2 to 10, so whenever there is a change it stops. F8, it's running. It comes out of the debugging because it's not triggered. There is a warning message. Let it be. Continue your process. Press enter. So till the time is not triggered, that's why it comes to your transaction. You continue your transaction with your basic events like enter or correct it. So here it shows watch point reached. Yeah, my recording is not capture the full screen, that's the reason. So here it shows watch point reached. And what is a watch point? VBAK NETWR. So it's changed to 55678 because my quantities got increased. Okay, okay, then it's fine. This is a place. This is a place where my value is increased. And one more execution I have to do. So this is a place where it's getting triggered. Okay, that is maybe the addition of some values, and here it's triggered some other value. We need to identify probably what is the final value to the screen level. So it's changed to 39770. I already mentioned, don't think this watch point or the breakpoint trigger only once. It might be triggered more than once in your standard transaction as well. Okay, so that's fine. Go ahead, execute. Full execution. I'm waiting whether it's getting triggered somewhere or not. I think it's getting to transaction. Yes, okay, this is the final result. 3977 is the final result. So this is a way you can create a watch point. N number of watch point. There is some restriction to the limit. You can create a watch point and you can identify why it's getting triggered. This is a very basic scenario. Many times we faced this one. So how to identify which place exactly my value is getting triggered. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this value. Sometimes in a debugging we have to do what I will show you how it's getting changed in the screen level, not in the database level. Okay, so now whatever quantity, maybe I can enter 19 as a quantity, and my final output is 100. Okay, because as a technical I want to make sure, okay, in this place if I change whether it's reflect or not, I have to do it. Okay, because it changed in the multiple places, right? So press enter. I believe my watch point is still valid. Let me go and check because I'm in the same session. Yes, it's still valid, so it's good. Let me execute, full execution. So first time it come out, sorry, it just came out because it's not changed anywhere. Just press enter once again. Again it's going to debugging mode. Here it shows it's changed. Okay, let me change this. If you noticed, there are 3 decimal places. In the screen level, there are 3 decimal places. Okay, so let me go ahead with the same option. 3 decimal. It will correct over there. Don't worry. So make sure it's a 3 decimal. Mine is 100, and it will take last 3 as a decimal places. Okay, and one more time F8. it shows again it's got triggered. Some calculations is happening here. Okay, let me change this as well. 3 decimal places. One more time F8. Here again one more time. This is a final value, I believe. Final value of my means from 10 to 19. This is the final value. Let me change this. 100, 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is a little tricky part because my screen accepts only 3 digits. That's why it shows here as 1000. But let's wait and see. And one more time F8. I think this is not going to change somewhere, I believe, because this is the last one. Yes, it's reaching the transaction. It's okay, here it is. So the value whatever I entered, it's take 100.3 digits over here. Okay, so this is a way you can just check. It's a, like kind of workaround. So because before running or before creating any change request or any development, we have to do this way. Okay, if I do here, yes, it will reflect. It is reflect. If you do here, no, it's not reflecting here. Normally, we come to know, okay, there are a lot of user exist available in the standard transaction. 1, 2, 3. If I change in the 1 and 2, it's not reflecting. Only in the third it's reflecting. Okay, because there are a lot of logics, a lot of flows are involved. So you need some patience and you need exact places to identify yes, it's getting reflected. I already mentioned this is reflected only in screen level, not in your database level. For example, if I save, what is the net value? 100, right? I'm going to save it. Save it here. It shows getting triggered one more time. So here it stops because it's cleared. It stops because of my watch point. It's clear. Now its value is 0. Okay. So again, full execution. Again, it gets changed to 75563 after click save button. Okay. So what happens? Whatever I entered, whatever I changed before click save, the value 100 is getting overwritten over here. Again, it's clear. It's saved. So if you just enter once again, excuse me. So here again, it's getting value is getting included because press enter. What happens before the screen pop-ups, all the screen values are to be uploaded or to be updated in the medium screen value medium. So that's why it's getting triggered, and press F5. So if you want, you can go and delete the watch point. It won't trigger. So now the value is 7556. It's not 100. Okay. So that is another interesting area called update debugging. You might aware of it. So it's not like whatever you are seeing in the screen level is getting updated, because there are some other program. After you click save, again some calculations are happening. Make sure everything is perfect. Then that particular value is going to update in your database table. But there is an option to change that also. We are going to see in the debugging update debugging option. Okay, so not now, maybe in the following videos. So thank you so much for your time. Hopefully this will be useful for someone, and we'll see more on next videos. Thank you so much.